Namaskar, welcome to Honest Astrology YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the book which I wrote and which accidentally became an Amazon bestseller and one of the highest rated books in astrology category. I'll talk about why I wrote it, how I wrote it, and why you should go and read. One of the biggest reasons that you should go and read is that I have never promoted this book like ever. And as of today, it stands with a 4.7 rating out of 78 reviews. And believe you me, I haven't spent a penny in marketing this book. So this is all authentic inputs and ratings. So please do check it out. It is called The Bad Boys of Astrology, Rahu, Ketu, and Shani. So, why did I write this book? I remember in old times, I'm talking about the early 90s, 92, 93 times. My father was learning astrology at that time, and we would have all these weird books, written by some acharya somebody or some pandit somebody. Most of them were poorly translated Sanskrit shlokas from one book or the other, and they had some very weird outputs. And I was like 12, 13, and I would read a shloka, run to my father. What does this mean? And of course, the first thing you think about, well, how would this impact my own chart? So I remember there was a book that said if the second house is ruled by Shani, a person will often eat at Mrityu Bhoj or death feast. I, being a Makar Lagna, I got alarmed. Oh, my second house is ruled by Shani, so am I going to eat at the Mrityu Bhojas only? So I ran to my father, Papa, ye kya bol raha? So, and he started laughing. He said, then according to this, every Dhanu Lagna, Makar Lagna person will most of his life eat in Mrityu Bhoj only. So then he gave me an example which stuck with me and it has remained with me for a very, very long time. He said, you forget what is written in the book, you look at the charts of the people you know, and you see what actually is happening. If it is not happening, the book is wrong. So, this is what he taught me. Even the book can be wrong, and that creates the basis of my approach. I am not an old school guy, and I'm very proud of it. So those old school books were miserable. Nowadays, you have some good astrologers, and the Western astrologers, and they are creating some really good books on astrology. And I've read, of course, many of them. I think the best of our generation is Parash Trivedi ji, and of course, some really good books have been put out by Sri K. N. Rao sir. There are other people as well. But in those days, there were hardly any books in English, and those Hindi books, they were terrible, terribly translated, bad quality. And those two you could get only from, some specialized books store in Haridwar or Rishikesh and such places. And my father, I remember, he would go for his official tours. He'll come back with bags full of astrology books, and most of them were useless. Thankfully, I was lucky enough to learn directly from him, so I did not have to go through all that nonsense written in those bulky books. So then I prepared this funda. If it is not working, I don't care which book says what. If it is not working, it's the Ram Sutra. When I launched honestastrologer.com, I decided to write my notes. And I have a very bad handwriting, so I thought I would compile them on my computer. I had those bullet points and expanded on them. Then one fine day, I just thought I should publish a book. They say one should plant a tree and publish a book before they die. So I thought I'll make my contribution. And I prepared a list of things which actually worked. Okay, and my focus was Shani, Rahu, and Ketu. There's a 90% chance whenever you visited an astrologer, it was a Shani, Rahu, or a Ketu Mahadasha or Antartasha. So these three became my obsession, and I wrote an entire book about them, what they do, how they behave, and most important, I think one of the least explored and most powerful thing in astrology is Mahadasha. People will talk about planets in houses, people will talk about planets in signs. which is important, of course, but the most important thing for an individual native is Mahadasha Antardasha, and there is very little literature on it. So I did some authentic research, and by the grace of God, I wrote some articles which came through sheer intuition, and they went viral on the internet. My articles on Shani Mahadasha, Rahu Mahadasha, and particularly Ketu Mahadasha ruled Google first page for years and years, particularly the Ketu article. From the month I wrote it till like 2 months ago, till the time my site did crash, it was on the first page. At times, maybe once or twice in a month, it would go to the second page. Then again, it would jump to the first page. So when I combined the house placements and the nature of the planet and the Mahadasha details, I was happy with the results. And I just drafted them for my understanding and knowledge and uploaded them on Amazon Kindle because I was like, यार मेरा book कौन खरीदेगा? So who's going to spend money and buy my book? But just to feel good. And so I created this document and uploaded, and I used my father's picture as the author's picture. So after putting all this together, I just told a few friends of mine, okay, ठीक है, I've released a book. Couple of them were kind enough to buy that, and then I just forgot about it. But slowly I started getting triggers that we have sold so many books in a month and all. And then I checked, there were like 75 ratings on it one fine day, and I was like, wow, this is doing well. This is doing better than most of the astrology books which I've personally read and admired. So today I decided that I should go ahead and give its due to this book and talk about it and recommend this to people. So it is called Bad Boys of Astrology. You can buy it from Kindle. It is currently in Kindle version only. Paperback version, I think I will release if I find the right publisher, or I'll maybe self-publish. I'm just a small guy. I think I'll put it on hard copy as well. So I would request all the viewers who are interested in astrology to go and read this book. This is not boring. This is not clumsy. This doesn't have a lot of terminology. It's just a fun, nice, and most of all, very accurate book. And one thing it would give you is a detailed description of Mahadasha and Antardasha, which you will not find in most of the books. So finally, the first promotional video that I'm making for my book is this one. Please go and buy that and leave your comment. If you like it, say that you like it, give it a 4-5 star. If you did not like it, feel free to give 1 star. Feel free to write your criticism. After all, this channel is known as Honest Astrologer channel. So let's trade with honesty. If you want to learn about Shani Rahu Ketu, this book is very strongly recommended. Not just by me, but by a lot of readers. And none of them is a paid agent. The title which I chose was Bad Boys of Astrology because anyone who has been to the schools, to the colleges, or in a street fight knows that bad boys make very good friends. So this book will help you make friends with the 3 bad boys, and when they are your friends, life is good. So Jai Shani Dev, Jai Rahu Dev, Jai Ketu Dev.